Our devotions today come from John's Gospel, the first 18 verses of chapter 13. Listen. Now, before the feast of the Passover, when Jesus knew that his hour had come to depart out of this world to the Father, having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. During supper, when the devil had already put it into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going back to God, rose from supper. He laid aside his outer garments, and taking a towel, tied it around his waist. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, do you wash my feet?" Jesus answered him, "What I am doing you do not understand now, but afterward you will understand." Peter said to him, "You shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered him, "If I do not wash you, you have no share with me." Simon Peter said to him, "Lord, not my feet only, but my hands and my head." Jesus said to him, "The one who has bathed does not need to wash except for his feet, but is completely clean. And you are clean, but not every one of you." For he knew who was to betray him. That was why he said, "Not all of you are clean." When he had washed their feet and put on his outer garments and resumed his place, he said to them, "Do you understand what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example, that you also should do just as I have done to you. Truly, truly, I say to you, a servant is not greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. I am not speaking to all of you. I know whom I have chosen, but the scripture will be fulfilled. He who ate my bread has lifted his heel against me." Now, in these verses, Peter tells us how he felt about the washing from Jesus. But I wonder, how did Judas feel? We're told that it was already in his heart to betray Jesus. After all, in that exchange with Peter, Jesus told them that one of them would betray him, yet they didn't know it at the time. But Judas did, even as Jesus gave him the washing also. Jesus then goes on to tell the disciples that he's set an example in this washing. But do we see that that example includes washing the feet of your betrayer? Jesus knew that, and still he served Judas from his heart in love, even as Judas had betrayal in his heart. Jesus then also refers to Psalm 41, to the lifting up of the heel by the betrayer against him. This fulfills what God said to Eve and the serpent in Genesis 3 on the day man sinned and God promised a redeemer. Here in Jesus is that promised redeemer whose heel is bruised, and yet by that same heel Jesus crushes Satan for us and for all time. This is God's gospel. Wash others' feet in it. Goodbye.